sorry, I always get you and Athena mixed up sometimes, you know. So I know Athena usually wears her hair up, but I'm also not used to you sitting at the front desk, to be fair.
Yeah, we haven't had people do that too much lately, and it's really good because people walk in with questions, so it's just nice to be available.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, is here good now?
Yeah, it's fine. A couple of questions. A, are you pissed off with me?
No.
Okay. The reason I ask is I had an interesting visit from Priya.
Oh,
And basically she told me to watch my fucking mouth in City Hall. Bearing in mind she wasn't there for it. Um, I think it's, you know, calling you a whole power hungry bitch, even though it wasn't from me.
yeah, we talked about it
Um,
after. She didn't like that the words were used. I did make sure she understood these were not his words. These were, his source's words. He was getting it accurate for like a quote.
mhm. Well, she told me to watch my fucking mouth in City Hall. Um, which is ironic because she never did. So yeah, I have a massive fucking attitude problem or something along those lines. So I just wonder, had you sent her after me? Was kind of the question.
No, like I didn't even send her to confront Ray, so she knows that he's the one that made the comments. But I said I will talk to him. It was like my initial thought to like file a complaint, but that's the same thing, like rumors without talking to the person directly. So I want to talk to
Hmm.
him, and I want to understand, where did this come up in the first place? Is this conjecture from his mouth? Is this something that somebody put into his head? I want
Hmm.
to know the source behind it.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Um, well, you know, my first piece of advice would don't tell Priya anything because she can't keep her mouth shut, nor can she keep out of other people's businesses. She accosted me on something else, another thing that she wasn't involved in, but because I guess it involved her little friend group that she didn't like that either. So, but yeah. Secondly, I need to ask you a very personal question. And I don't know your connection to what I'm going to ask. So I'm going to preface this with sorry if this brings up any trauma or um, anything
Oh
from your past
God.
that might hurt you. I'm directing a very short film from Danob. He's commissioned it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now Danob had a cousin called Victor. As I understand it, asking around, you were the last person with him when he was sadly killed. Um, is that correct?
Yes.
And I also understand that you two may have been in some sort of relationship.
Absolutely not. Robert told me
Absolutely
that.
not.
We were not dating. We were coworkers. He worked here at City Hall.
Okay, because the way I heard it, it was Kelly and her boyfriend got attacked.
Kelly and her
Hence,
coworker got attacked doing a survey.
um, yeah, that's why I said I didn't know how this would come across. But the reason I want to speak to you is I kind of need some background information about what Victor was like. Because basically, the last time Danov saw him, he'd been to go to the city to pursue Vagina. How much of that you know or don't know, um, but I don't know what he's like in the city, and obviously Danov wasn't with him in the city. He knows him from back west, Ohio. So I was kind of just trying to get like a character reference as to what he was like and kind of what he did in the city.
Uh, he was only working here for about a week, and Has Robert ever given you like a senseless survey?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, that's what his cousin did too when he first came here. At first, Mayor Hazelwood found him kind of, like challenging. He thought the line of
Hmm.
questioning was kind of idiotic, but then, like, sometimes he would strike the random gold. Like,
Hmm.
huh,
Hmm.
the really thought provoking question that's hidden in there that
Yeah,
sometimes
makes
people
sense.
don't expect. So he liked that, and he thought that he would be a really good surveyor for the city to like gauge public interest on specific things, or maybe like gauge interest on events. And that's when I came up with the idea for a date auction. And we both posed questions. He had questions, and then I had questions. So we kind of combined our list together. Because when Robert saw that, he said some of these questions they didn't feel like they were his cousins, and I said yeah, because some of them were
Hmm.
mine. Because we wanted to see if people would be interested in this. Because at the time, the city was running off of emergency funds, and there was no money in the mayor's budget.
That makes sense. So, what was his actual like? Did he have a title, or was it just like a public surveyor, like random question asker? Like, what was it?
Yeah, so like a census survey, a city
Okay, so
surveyor.
it was the census cells. Okay,
Yeah, not
yeah, because
senseless. That's what they called their surveys.
right. Okay,
But the mayor Hazelwood, he called him a census worker because his
right, makes
gauge
sense.
public interest surveys, that kind of thing.
Okay, and what was he like? Like in the city, like what was he like? What was his character like? What was his demeanor? Like, was he a fun guy? Was he super serious? Was he a goofball? Was he a bit of both? Like, what was he like?
Definitely not super serious. He's very much like Robert, very laid back, t-shirt over t-shirt kind of guy, jeans, Converses. Like
Yep,
when we
yeah,
went to go do
just
the
like Danob explained him.
when we went to do the survey, like we skated there.
That's fair. Yeah, I can't imagine you on a skateboard, but that's
On
fair.
rollerblading.
And that's I guess a difference I don't get to see.
Oh yeah, I rollerblade every day.
Fair enough. How I've not seen this, I don't know. But I'll have to look out for the next rollerblader, I guess.
Yeah, jog. Like
Um,
everyone sees me around.
I can't say I ever have. I only ever see you here or events or Kelly Cat's Creamery.
Oh, you
I got
probably
it
just
right for
don't look at
once.
the promenade.
Probably not. I'll have to keep an eye out in the future, I guess. Um, so part of the short film, Danub wants to include Victor's murder. Um, and I've heard it from a lot of different people, and it can't exactly ask for a police report. Um, am I right in thinking he was hit on the head with some sort of weapon, like a hammer or something?
I don't know. We were attacked from behind.
Okay, I didn't know the way it sort of went down. Um,
I kind of
the
ran
only reason
away
I'm
from him
asking,
at the time because I
mhm,
sensed the attack coming, so I instinctively ran.
it's fair. But yeah, Danob's really insistent that this murder is put in because that's the reason Danob comes to the city. Um, he doesn't hear from Victor used to, call him, uh, every week, and he didn't hear from him. So then he came to the city and obviously found out they'd been murdered. Um, it's an important part of the story that he insists on putting in. He's also insisting on some sort of reenactment of his murder. Um, so yeah, I just want you to. I don't want to stir up bad memories because this sounds awful. But I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't kind of research into it. But it is more getting the character of him because Danob had no idea what he was like in the sea. You know, I didn't know if it changed him or if it was the same as what Danob sort of described him as, and it sounds like it is. Sounds like he was pretty much the same person.
Yeah, the city doesn't really change your personality. You just realize you're kind of exposed to a lot more vicious personalities.
Well, that's true. I mean, some people it does, that's for sure. You know, especially you could say like Country Bumpkin, then goes to like you know, the big city. You know, I think it'd be a big culture shock, big change. But he found a job, and I'm guessing he did. He was well liked. I mean, from what I understand, it was a senseless act of violence. Um, would you say he was well liked?
Yeah. Like,
Again,
never
I'm
heard
sorry to
anyone
have to
say
ask.
anything bad about him. Like, he even
Do
won Mayor
you?
Hazelwood over. Like, at first he didn't like the surveys, but he grew to like him. He actually reached out to Victor with the job opportunity.
Uh, I don't think Hayes is the best character reference because that guy was a bit of a dick. Um, do you know like any of his friends that are still around, like that could sort of provide a character statement for him as well? Because I kind of want to bring him to life on the screen. Um, if you got any idea who his buddies were, or if he was dating anyone or anything like that.
He never brought any friends with him. He always came here by himself.
You never saw him in like a social setting and he was with friends or anything.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. This man is a bit of an enigma. Well, again, I'm sorry to have to ask, but you were the only person that I knew that had been seen with him. So I kind of had to ask you, and I apologize.
I didn't know Robert
Um,
was making a movie about it.
it's about so the idea was a commercial, for Vagina, um, which is going to be opened in the mall at some point. Um, and the way he described the story and everything else, and everything that he wanted included, it was impossible to fit it into like a, you know, like a 2 minute commercial kind of thing. So I suggested the short film, um, and he agreed. We did the casting for it, and then you know it's all about Aina, but it's also about why Dana then came to the city, um, you know, to make Grandma proud. Um, but yeah, I'm trying my best to sort of do it justice. It needs to be thought provoking, tearful, funny, um, shocking. You know, because the way he describes it, they were cousins, but they were best friends. Um, so he's quite passionate about it, and it's a lot to take on, especially that Victor, his life ended in such a bad way. So
Yeah, you said you wanted to recreate what happened. Does that mean I'm gonna be in it?
I don't think so. I think I'll keep everyone out of it. It'll probably just be a bunch of extras running around, and then it'll probably fade to black, and then Victor will be laying on the floor. I would imagine. Like I don't want to really bring anyone into it because it's not fair on them, um, as well as anyone else. You know.
What, not fair on the people who did it?
Well, I don't think they were ever convicted.
No.
So again, hearsay, right? Um, so I think it'll be like a kind of fade to black. Not pointing any fingers, not insinuating anyone was there, like even yourself. Like I think I'll just get him doing a sensor survey or something like that, and just it kicks off, and he gets killed in the process. Um, I
Because
don't
I
know. It's
wouldn't
it's
say
really
it's
difficult.
hearsay, because Tommy did confess to it.
he confessed to attacking you, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly. Hmm. However, I do believe it was someone else who is no longer with us that attacked Victor. But because there was no um, criminals brought to justice, I can't exactly, really show who did
You
it, if
can't
that makes
point to the
sense.
remaining ones because you don't
Correct.
know. Okay.
I'm not here to point fingers at anyone. As I said, yourself is going to be out of it. It's purely just going to be Victor. Um, People may know the story, and that's up for them to interpret it. But it's not for me to show yourself getting attacked or someone like you. That's not what I'm here to do. But I really do appreciate your time, and I'm sorry that I kind of had to ask these questions because, as I said, I need to do my research, and you're the only person I knew that even spoke with him. So, apart from Danob, who you know clearly misses his best friend, so it's a bit he's not the best person to talk to about it because he gets very upset and very angry about it, which is completely understandable. But he wasn't there. Um, he wasn't in the sea, so it's hard to get a recollection of it.
Yeah.
But I am sorry to bring up old memories.
Yeah, I try not to think about that day too much.
Yeah, don't blame me. As I said, you're going to be kept out of it if you're worried about any of that. It's not my intention to show anything about you or even talk about you. Um, but I do appreciate your time. I try to do these things in a tactful manner, but there's only so much you can sort of, ask without upsetting someone, and that's never my goal is to upset someone.
Yeah, there's no way to talk to about Victor without it being an upsetting memory. 'Cause it was so stupid.
Well, as I said, I do appreciate your time, and I am sorry that I had to make you relive it. But I do appreciate you being honest and helping the character witness or the character statement for him. But he sounds like the guy that left, the Midwest and pretty much how Danob described him.
Yeah, and what he said about his best friend, they call each other every weekend. He
Hmm.
he missed the first one, he missed the second one, and then he hopped on the plane because two missed calls. That's not like his cousin.
Yeah, that's what he told me, and that's kind of how he came to find out. But it's important for the opening of Vagina. So I guess Danob wants to do his grandma proud and Victor proud, and which I get. I do. He wants to almost immortalize him. Um,
Because he was supposed to get
but
a plaque somewhere here, like the executive order from Mayor Hazelwood, Victorina Day. I guess um, opening the restaurant in tribute is a good way to honor him as well.
yeah, I mean, as I understood it, he left with dreams of working and then finding the perfect place for Vagina. Um, and he had that in. I think he was the one that sort of put it in place, um, but obviously never sort of lived to see it in in its final form, I guess. Um, so yeah, I hope I can do this short film proud. And Danob's also insisting that he had an afro
No.
when he was younger. So
Well, no, when I met him, no.
But yeah, so that's you know what Danop's like. He is a very intelligent, funny guy, but also um quite sensitive if you get to know him.
Even saying he had type 2 hair is kind of a stretch. He had short, fine hair. There's no coil
Oh,
pattern in there.
uh, Danob is insisting that in his 20s he had a full-on afro.
Well, then the beautician must have been doing some real miracle work there. Because
I
even
guess
getting a
so.
coil pattern in my hair.
I guess so. What is Danob like to work with? Is he as he comes across with everyone else in the public, or is he a bit short behind the closed doors?
No, he's exactly how you see him. Like when he said his proxy was gonna be Pedro's cock, he's like that.
Yeah, he told me that plan ages ago, and then I think Joe sort of went back to Mexico. I think, from what I hear, the Vargos are no longer around. But yes, he is a funny man. He was insistent that the will of the people, and that the Mayor Marino sticks to the will of the people. Um, and that was his plan. His proxy was going to be Pedro's cock.
Okay, so yeah, the funnies, yes, up front that is Dana, but he can be serious. Like if there's something that like what he's doing for his cousin, or making sure that people's rights aren't violated, transparency, accountability, he shifts focus. He can be serious and dedicated and passionate.
Yeah, that sounds like him. Well, I do appreciate your time, and your candor, and your honesty. I know it's a horrible conversation to have, but again, I really didn't have anyone else to ask. So I apologize that I've had to put you in the crosshairs twice this week.
And I'm sorry about Priya. I just figure, we're not dating anymore, so she doesn't have to defend my honor. But
I
that's
think she
just,
likes getting.
that's
I think
Priya.
she likes getting involved in anyone's business. To be honest.
No, we didn't end on bad terms, so we're still friends, and she's passionate about the people she cares about.
Yeah,
But I'm
just
sorry if that came off
wish she had
negative. Yeah.
her facts straight before she'd done so.
I
Because as
made
I
sure
understood
I
it,
let her know, not your
I did
words.
not offend you in any which way. Um, and then we had a good conversation afterwards. So I figured we were good, and I don't know what her issue is.
Maybe it's just kind of hearing it in a town hall, public record. That's where it's offensive to hear. So now it's like, oh, so everyone hears that you're a power hungry bitch. Like, even if it's a
Well, I
lie, even
mean,
if it's true, it's the thing that it's out there. I think that's the
yeah,
part
but
that she didn't
as I
like.
said, in that statement that rumors do kill people,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want you, say, if you ran again for term or you even ran for mayor, I felt like it needed to be on record and you deserve to defend yourself,
And then people still thought of me as a power hungry bitch because no one took the time to ask me or hear my side.
which is why I brought it up.
Yeah, I think it would have been
But,
better if, it wasn't a blind side. So, like, maybe if, we did it on Rebel
well, to be
Radio.
fair, I tried to lead the horse to water as it was by telling Cody and Riley. And I understand that they spoke to you about it at the closed town hall. They just didn't
Not to the
go into as
extent.
much
Yeah.
detail as I did,
That's why
which
when
I
I heard
didn't know.
power hungry bitch, I was just like, yeah, I heard that there's some rumors, somebody saying some things about me that's not true. But that, wow, okay.
I'm really sorry it had to be me. I yeah, I mean, I guess I put my foot in it. Um, but it wasn't meant to offend you. It was meant to give you your, if it's on record, right? Then, I think everyone deserves to have their say.
And that's what I appreciated. Like, being told about it rather than, like, half the city knows before it finally gets back to me. So now I have to go around and tell every person individually, this is not true. This is not true.
Yeah, I tried to get it to you before that, but I apologize for I probably could have spoken to you um quietly, but as I said, it was like three, four, five people that had spoken to him. Um and as I said, I don't want to see someone accuse you of something, but I probably could have gone about it a better way, so I apologize on my behalf.
My cousin's a journalist. The only thing I would have said to do differently was hold him accountable for his words. If he's going to publicly state these things, shout them, frothing at the mouth to all these different people, hold him accountable on the record too. Don't hide his name for his protection.
That's fair. That's fair. And he still hasn't come and spoke to you about it.
No, but from what Priya told me, he thought I was weird because I came to the hospital that same night and I was hoping to talk to Dakota like I told you to file the complaint, and he was the one that was on duty. And he was completely polite, like he had never said anything bad about me ever. And that's what I don't like. If you have the nerve to say all these negative things about me and then you smile in my face and then you're super polite and cordial, I don't like that.
Well, see, I'm the same way, which is why I kind of bring it to people's attention, I guess. I just probably could have done it in a better way.
Yeah, like that would have been a great time to address me. Like if you think I'm trying to defund your department, why not have a conversation with me if this is what you truly believe? Like try to sway me the other way if this was true. Like no, you're just going to keep it hidden and then hope that the rumors slander my reputation to the point where everyone wants me to resign like Bryce.
Well, Bryce was a corrupt son of a bitch. I don't think you're anything like him.
No, that's like at first I didn't say, "Oh my god, yes, I'm being offered deputy mayor now. I should just totally take that job." Like I seriously
Yeah,
took the time.
took you
I
like a
thought
week,
about
right?
yeah, cuz I
What
didn't want
what
to do it
bugs me
for the title or
is
like complacently.
you said that he was smiling and having a jovial conversation with you. What bugs me is that um, and this is off the record. Well, this whole conversation has been, to be honest. But someone pulled me aside and gave me a statement um, about what they said. Um, and then they asked me who it was, who said it, and I said I wasn't going to tell them. And then they worked it out, and then they basically redacted their whole statement because they viewed him as a friend, which kind of bugged me. They were quite passionate about this statement that they were making on the record, and then kind of redacted it when they heard who it was.
Wait, so they agreed what they were saying about me was wrong and then they heard it was Ray and then they took it back.
Correct.
What?
It's kind of my point, right? People are, um, I don't know, it's either have your morals or don't, and it just surprises me when things like this happen.
Because if your friend's wrong, you can still tell them that they're wrong. Like it's better that you tell them rather than just let them sit there and be wrong. I think that's a worse route to go down.
Yeah, it's real strange. They were very passionate about it. They heard who it was, completely redacted it. So real strange.
And it's like before I filed a complaint, I don't want to be the one that goes around and just, working behind people's backs, no communication, because I've actually been striving for communication, trying to get meetings between mayor's office and the LSSD, mayor's office and medical. Like, we're all government institutions. We should not just be operating like in
As separate
solitude,
entities.
and then once we need something or something's gone awry, hey, so this is what I need from you. That's not a proper working relationship. So I was hoping to talk to Ray, but I knew like I just found like you just told me what he said, the exact wording. So I was trying to take my time and approach it, and then a deputy came in, and then he wanted to pull Ray aside to have a conversation, and then Ray ran to the back. So I just figured, it's probably for the best. Like, let cooler heads prevail, come back and talk to him
Mm-hmm.
on a different
Mm-hmm.
day.
I'd just be interested to know whether he admits it or not.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
Um,
know. So I really wanted to bring it up to him, but I think it was for the best that I didn't get to do it that day when it was fresh.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I gain nothing, absolutely nothing from making it up or whatever. And the fact that he's also spoken to a couple other people about it, I just wonder if he's going to deny it or not. I think that's going to be an interesting, whether he tries to backtrack everything.
I mean, that wouldn't be surprising. A lot of people tried to backtrack, but it's just like when you already put the evidence out there and all of these witnesses that you have told, now
Mm-hmm.
it's your word against all this actual evidence. Do you see the difference between a rumor
Mm-hmm.
and a fact? Because you can say no, but all these people will say, yes, you told them this. So I'm supposed to believe you now after you said all these derogatory things about me when all these people are saying, yes, you did say that.
Yeah, it's strange kettle of fish. But again, I am sorry that it came from me, and I probably could have done it in a better way. Um, and had just so you know, I was going to do the exact same thing with Bryce, had he not resigned. Because catching someone out when they're not expecting it, you tend to hear more of the truth, um, rather than giving them time to prepare statements or answers, and it's all very by the book, and none of it's doesn't tell you anything. A politician's answer, as I like to call it. So I do apologize for blindsiding you, but I tried to give you the heads up by telling Cody and Riley.
Oh yeah, I'm a mall girl,
Um,
and that's why. Like as soon as I heard it, that's why I asked the council, "What have I been working on? Businesses, right? Yep, businesses. Not just me trying to create a story here. That's the only thing I've been working on: the Business
mhm.
Act and the event permits." And when I heard that the hospital was private, that's why I could say like the Los Santos Medical and Mental Care Act. I actually went to the Constitution and I read this. I'm the one that ascertained it was government, not private, because private sounded incredibly wrong, and that sounded horrible for the
Yeah, extremely
citizens.
wrong.
Yeah, because now you're gonna have to pay out of pocket for when you need medical care. Like,
And it also means they're basically not liable under any, normal circumstances. They should be held the same as every other government employee, just
yep,
like the police. Just
no
strange.
right to privacy there. Like, it's I don't think that the city is ready for that, and who would want that? Having a
No one.
government hospital, it's honestly for the best. Like, yeah, the government can request your records, but is it really that insane? You went to the hospital, you got a cast put on, you were in a car accident. Healthcare is free. Everyone gets treated equally the
Yeah,
same. Like, and
it's
what benefit is it to fire all those people?
it makes no sense. I mean, we can barely get any EMS workers as it is. So what would privatizing it do anyway?
Yeah, sort of just defund a struggling department. What do we make? An extra $100 or something? There's no
Probably.
benefit for anyone. There's no financial gain. There's no personal gain. Like and then what? All those people they have to do the
Yeah,
extra schooling to become
it's.
doctors now.
Hmm.
No, I that's why I couldn't believe it when I heard it because I'm like, there's absolutely no logic behind this. We don't even pay their paychecks. They get paid from the taxes straight from the governor's office. So what are we making?
Yeah, I didn't get it either, which is why I did defend you. Um, and just I did say there's no way this even makes sense as deputy mayor, or coming out the mayor's office. It makes no sense that you'd want to do this, and I don't believe you're that kind of person. Um,
Yeah, and then
to
this
kind
a
of wash your
personal
hands with a.
tag, like the events. Like if he asked me, I haven't been to an event all last week because of rumors and lies about me. Because of the breakup with Priya, I just wanted some time and space to myself. The only event that I went to was Cody's because, before this all happened, The Scoop, sponsored by Kelly Cat's Creamery. I thought it'd be rude not to show. So even if I can only be there for an hour, because I was having like so many headaches, I came, I dropped off some ice cream, and then I left. I went to no events. So he doesn't even know me. Like, you didn't participate, you didn't sponsor in, what was it, the Weevil Mania?
Hmm. Yeah,
I didn't
he
participate all
called you
last
out for
week.
that was the first thing he called you out on, and then went into this tyrant thing.
Yeah, so he's talking about me. He doesn't even know me. Ask anyone. The only event I went to
So
was Rainbow
you're
Radio.
not friends either. I take it like you don't hang out and stuff.
I thought we were pretty okay. Like when we were talking about things that I would want to do as deputy mayor, like we would have talks in the creamery. I'd come to the hospital. I would drop off free samples for them, the LSSD. Like I'm always around. He even came to the egg hunt. Like we hung out a little bit before I skated off to go see how the hunters were doing. We've
Hmm.
never had a negative interaction. So for him to create this rumor or just listen to somebody off hearsay with no substantial evidence, I'm genuinely shocked by Ray and hurt.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I would feel the exact same way. I've been painted as this bad guy from a couple of other places, and I've done nothing. The hunting, for example, where I fought for hunters' rights, yet hunters are now calling me out. It's crazy. So it's I kind of get. I'm used to being backstabbed personally, so I guess I'm used to it.
Yeah, I think if it's see, because Weasel's not around enough, like getting these meetings recorded so that way people can listen to them after, like get their facts straight. This is on public record. Let's make sure it is. Everyone should have the ability to listen to it before they make up these wild ideas and theories.
Yeah, I mean, from everything I read, going back 6 itineraries, I saw nothing about pillbox at all. So I don't know where this came from either. It just makes zero sense.
Yeah, like the only one who ever had anything for Pillbox was Priya. She wanted
Yep.
more first aid classes, and I already knew it was a struggle to have first aid classes to begin with because Mayor Marino, he made the executive order anyone hired here for security, they have to get first aid training. And getting 4 people to find someone to give them the training, it's kind of hard. So that's putting a demand on them that they're obligated to fulfill this once every month, and they might not be able to do this. And then to help with hiring, they wanted to take money out of the mayor's budget, and every person that was hired at Pillbox would get a $2,000 bonus. So for the mayor's budget, like I told you, with Hazelwood, there was no budget. We barely have a
Mm.
budget. So if you give every person that's hired on, let's say they have a really good week because they hear about this bonus, and 10 people get hired, that's 20 grand out of the mayor's budget in
And then
one
they leave it
day.
anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said to you, I think the EMS really need to look at their SOPs. Um, oh, we have an audience. That's always fun with binoculars. I see the children have arrived. But yeah, I mean, I think SOPs need to be looked at in EMS. From what I understand, that people can't do absolutely anything. Um, for the first 2 weeks, I was told, I do believe.
Yeah, and that's another thing. A talk should have been had with the mayor's office. A talk should have been had with EMS. We do want to help them, but we want to help them in the right way that won't devastate all of the city's funds in one motion.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. I mean, back in England, medical trainees, at least they could clean wounds and they could suture and, nothing like too crazy, but they could do stuff. Um, but yeah.
We have no
I,
understanding how any of the other government departments run. And we're the mayor's office. I thought that was like insane.
yeah, it feels like everyone has their own separate identity and their own entity, and it's all cloak and daggers, and no one shares information with anyone. Again, communication in the city is absolutely shocking.
Yeah, but at least the directors of the LSSD and medical, they're open to these conversations. They realize, they arrest people. There's people that come to them every day for like complaints and crimes.
Mhm.
The hospital, they're patching people up, so they get some of it in the crossfire. But like we're left out of it until it hits the breaking point, and this is where they want to file a complaint on another department. But we can't just wave our fingers and fire people. That's not how it works. First, we need to get in and get the communication lines up and running, so that way we can understand, and then create the room for bettering the efficiency of these departments, not just firing people, moving people, doing what we think is best, but like
Mhm.
building. a stronger foundation for all of our departments, so that way we can
I
effectively
think in
rely
time
on
that
one
will be.
another.
In time, it
Yeah,
will be there. Um, Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
yeah. And that's why I didn't want to take this position complacently, because I'm going to push for these conversations. They might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but we need to have them. We need to get used to having them. We need to talk to each other.
Well, from what I've seen, I think you're doing a fantastic job. Um, but I have taken up way too much of your time, and I will leave you to it, as I think you are wanted.
No, looks like everyone's gone.
All the same, I apologize on my behalf, for quote unquote blindsiding you. It wasn't my intention. It was just put it on record.
Like, you wanted a candid answer. I understand that. I would just say accountability both ways.
Yeah, no, you're right. I wish I put him on blast. But then I also didn't want to get sued. So,
I mean, he said it, it came out of his mouth, and you're not the only witness to this.
it's true.
So it's
Doesn't
not
mean I still
slander.
can't get sued.
If he said it in a public place, no. It's not like this conversation that you said off the record. So it's just like anything we talked about here. If I hear it anywhere else, that was a private conversation. Why is it being blasted all
Yeah,
over
100%.
the scoop? That's wrong. But if he's just willingly saying this to whoever will listen, you put it out there. You made it
Well, I
public
mean,
knowledge.
there was only one other name that I got who he'd spoken to, as a bit of a tirade, and that was Steph, the who is also EMS, right? So if you ever catch her and ask her about it, and by all means go ahead. But that's the only other person I know who he spoke to, but there was multiple others. That's the only name I have.
See, I'm wondering if this is about the lifeguards. Because they were wondering how to get supplies to life. Is that where the defunding came from?
I
Because
have no idea.
lifeguards, they're volunteers. They don't have any training, but they wanted supplies. And that was the crux in the argument. They can't have supplies because they don't have training. If they want
Well,
to
as
get
I
hired on a
understood it,
pillbox,
yeah,
yeah.
lifeguards had to go get like medical training, right, and be basically hired on at Pillbox, and then they could shadow EMS, and it was very confusing. But that is possible. I mean, but again, nothing was said about taking money from Pillbox to give to the lifeguards. So
Nothing. So I just merely got that answer for Steph, so that way she can move on with the lifeguards. Because it's, will they get supplies? Will they not get supplies? She's going to have to keep rewriting her SOPs based on whether they can help people with medical supplies or without medical supplies. So I told her no supplies, but if any lifeguard did want to receive medical training, they can do that. They also will be employed as hospital employees, and they will be required to fill an undetermined number of hours. But that's the avenue that the director has given, and what you do from there with the lifeguards is up to you. Why would we take away the EMT department and then they can't get any training?
I don't know.
Because then
As I
lifeguards
said, the whole
just,
thing,
yeah.
the whole thing doesn't make sense. But that's, as I said, that's the only other name I know. I don't know if you know her personally, but you're, more than welcome to say, hey, what did Ray say to you? Maybe she says the same thing I did. Maybe he didn't go full on crazy because he was speaking to a woman. Maybe he called you that because he was speaking to a guy. I don't know.
Yeah, locker room talk.
But yes, I think I need my bed, so it's very late for me. But you have a lovely rest of the evening, and again, I apologize for bringing anything up that I brought up.
You don't have to keep apologizing. You didn't say the horrible things. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you, and I always do appreciate our chats. It'd be nice to get to know you more personally, and hopefully I can get you on the radio show one day. I think that'd be great. And maybe we can open lines of communication from the mayor's office itself.
Yes, because right now I feel like it's mostly me reaching out.
You're not wrong.
Well, I'm gonna let you head to bed now.
Alright, you take care.
You too.
Thanks again.
Anytime.
And I will come to you if I ever hear something in future, you know. I will come to you first. You have my word on that.
Thank you.